What's going on, guys? Sam Bailey Jr. here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I've really only posted a handful of things, so you'll see me on here more. Today I'm going to be talking about my trip to Nashville, doing the WAKO Kickboxing Tournament. I did get invited to Portugal to represent Team USA as the 147-pound low kick fighter. For those of you who don't know, kickboxing has a few different variations. I competed in K1. The only difference between K1 and low kick is I can't kick to the calf and I can't knee. Fine with me. I wasn't competing in the advanced division, so this wasn't something that was on my mind. And I still haven't completely processed it. But I've taken this week slow. My body feels great, and I just wanted to share that exciting news. So to get right into it, we left for the airport on Wednesday at 6 o'clock or so. We hung out in the Delta Sky Club when we got there, me, my coaches, my girl, and my teammate, and they had a lot of good food, but I didn't really touch too much of it. Just pretty much went with some chicken and some ice cubes. Got to Nashville, pretty much went straight to bed, and early the next morning, we went to a Lifetime Fitness, cut the weight that we needed to cut, really nothing miserable. Made weight, and we went to downtown Nashville. Absolutely gorgeous down there. I didn't know what to expect, but brought my cowboy boots, my cowboy hat, and I was ready to just have fun. But it was music on every corner, a lot of good-looking food, but I was keeping the weight down, so I stuck with a poke bowl, a little bit of carbs, a little bit of protein, and a lot of fresh food. So that was Thursday. We walked around, did some sightseeing, shopped a little bit, and then made our way back to the hotel and had a shakeout that same night. Especially after a weight cut, that can be really important. Friday, I was the only one fighting. I fought, I want to say early afternoon. I didn't feel any nerves throughout the whole fight camp, but the day before and the day of my fight, I began to feel them, and I prepare for this stuff. I try to be mindful. I just think it's important when you're warming up to feel the nerves, but also realize why you're doing it. And I do this stuff because of the nerves. It feels good to have fear. It's a real feeling. So I feel that, I breathe into it, and I execute. And that's exactly what I did. I stopped him in the second round. The strength and conditioning gave me a confidence that I had never felt before. So thank you again, Ben. Friday night, we went to Lifetime Fitness again, and we cut weight in the sauna, made weight the night before. Saturday, we went at 6:30 in the morning for the 7 a.m. weigh-ins, weighed in right away, rehydrated. I want to say Katie fought first. Katie only had one fight. She unfortunately ended up getting a split decision draw, but she hadn't fought in 6 years, had 3 kids in the meantime, plus a major surgery. She did really well. I think she won the fight personally. But WAKO rules are a little iffy, so it could be my lack of understanding, but I believe she won the fight. Regardless, she wasn't upset. She was just happy to have competed, and that gave me and my teammates some motivation. So Javier fought next. This was his first fight of the tournament, and he knocked out his opponent pretty bad, again in the second round. So we both got second round finishes. That amped me up. I was ready to go. I fought maybe 20 minutes later or so. And the kid that I fought was 8-1, and he actually was on Team USA 2 years before, so he had a lot more experience than me. I had a little bit of nerves, but I studied him a bit, how he fights, some tendencies, and I took advantage of it. He was really evasive. It was hard for me to land a clean shot. He was really good at moving his head, shoulder rolling, and then coming back with a looping punch. He kind of had a Gaethje style. But yeah, won that fight. Saturday night was pretty much the same as Friday night. We relaxed at the hotel for a little bit, had a little bit of food. Me, Javier, and my coach Ben, we went to the Lifetime, threw on some Sweet Sweat sauna suit. We hooped for a little bit. We did the sauna again with a little bit of a towel burrito. Easiest weight cuts of my life, out of my 4. But they were easy, and Ben knows what to do. He really hooked us up. While we were in the sauna, he would get the towels ready, wrap us up, gave us the time. It was awesome. It was also nice that each night I was underweight a little bit, so I got to have some water throughout the night, some fruit when I got back. That really helped. Cutting an extra pound coincidentally. It helps. So Sunday we weigh in at, again, we get there at like 6:40, 6:30. We weigh in at 7, get back to the hotel, have some breakfast, refuel. I take a little nap for like 45 minutes, and then we were ready to go. Javier, he fought right before me. So he fought while I was in the hole, which means he fought. There was one fight after that, and then I fought. So I watched him go against just a dog. It was really just beautiful violence. I mean, these guys were there to fight, and so that really amped me up. I didn't have any nerves, really. I saw who I was fighting on Friday. He was a dog. I knew that he wanted to land the overhand, so in my warm-up, I had my left hand glued to my head. I knew he wanted to land that overhand. But I also noticed that he didn't have the gas tank that I had. He was somebody who really liked to explode, and once he didn't have the gas to explode anymore, I knew I was going to take advantage of that. A benefit of fighting kickboxing is that it's continuous scoring. Let's say I lose each round by 2 points, so now I'm down by 4 points in the third round. Well, if I score 5 points and he doesn't score anything, I win the fight by 1 point. It was kind of nice to go in with that mentality. I felt great going into my fight. I was dancing beforehand. I was bouncing around, doing the Dominic Cruz step. I felt really good. My rhythm, my breath, I was feeling grateful. I was smiling. I just felt really good and confident going into the fight. And after the first 2 exchanges or so, I kept a really tight, high guard. And when I realized that he couldn't get through it, I started smiling at him. And I realized, like, you can't hurt me if I don't let you. And that whole fight, I just felt like I was on a different level. I landed some good shots, mostly some good kicks. I knew that the judges were favoring low kicks. It's clear when you land with intent and move somebody's leg back. So hit a 1-2-3 up top with a low kick, and then a 1-2 with an inside low kick. Mixing it up with combinations, but 2s and 3s in 2s and 3s. In the third round, both of my coaches are yelling for me to just move. They're saying just move, essentially don't let him score on you, because I was up. One thing that's a little bit different about WAKO kickboxing versus other sports like MMA and Thai boxing is that you can see the score. You can literally see the live scoring. So that was really helpful for my coaches. They knew that I was up. At the end of the fight, me and my dance partner, we shook up. A really nice dude, and just a dog. Like, I had never fought somebody who was so willing to fight. Like, we were both having fun in there, and that was just a really good feeling. When the referee took us to the middle, the announcer accidentally called him off, my opponent. They said the winner was from the blue corner, and the feeling in my head was just that I didn't care. I felt so good and happy and comfortable in that fight that the outcome really didn't matter. But then they raised my hand after that, so that felt even better. But it was an interesting feeling to not really care, not really mind it. I talked to him, told him he was a dog. We had a little chat, and immediately after I watched another fighter from Minnesota, Mason Strodman. He won his A-class fight. He was a B-class fighter, and he decided to fight up in A-class. He really fought his way onto the Team USA spot, so that was pretty cool. So all of us Minnesota fighters, we won. We had Loka, Josh, and Mason from Warman Muay Thai. And then we had me, Javier, and Katie. Katie didn't win, but it was a draw, and she very well could be going to Portugal. That would be awesome. So we left the event, went back to the hotel, kind of just decompressed a little bit. You know, we're finally done fighting. We hydrated ourselves because we knew that we would probably be eating some bullshit and drinking some toxins. So we fueled up a little bit and made our way to downtown Nashville again. It was a sunny day, and then we get down there and it started raining. It started raining pretty hard, especially later on in the night, like downpouring. So we started at Hattie B's Hot Chicken, waited in a line, well worth the wait. Got some fried chicken. I got a fried chicken sandwich. My girl just got, I believe, chicken thighs. The 5 of us as a team, we just hung out, decompressed. From there, we went to one of the local bars. There was some good live music. We chopped it up there for a little bit. I had myself my first drink of the day, besides my victory beer. And yeah, we just joked around, had some fun. Everybody was in good spirits. But from there, we went to another spot. There was some live music. Again, all these bars have live music. It's so cool to see. There will be multiple bands playing in one bar. Like, it's amazing. We were kind of stuck in there because it was raining so damn hard. But it was cozy. We're with the team, all that. So after that, from there, we made our way to the after party. We met up with the WAKO board at Corner Pub, had some dinner there, met some new folks, met some of the other Team USA athletes, as well as just some of the people that competed. And yeah, we had a good time just hanging out with everybody. We just wanted to show face and support the WAKO people who were supporting us. So I really look forward to growing the relationships that I started at this tournament throughout my career. These people are really nice, and they genuinely have a passion for kickboxing and combat sports and the athletes that do it. They really do. I always hear how my coaches would do anything to be in our position. And so I try to take that mentality and just be grateful for where I'm at right now. To push yourself, to feel resistance to that hardship, that means you're doing something right. So I really try and acknowledge that feeling where I'm at right now. I digress. From the Corner Pub, we stole our coach Justin as well as some of the other WAKO officials, went down to the next spot, got a little tour on the way. Justin was our tour guide. We had some celebratory shots of Fireball as a team, more live music. And from there we went to one other bar. We saw this live band finish up, and then they just put on a DJ with some good music, just talked to some folks, saw some fighters, some board members, some officials. It was a really good time. I mean, I will be going back to Nashville eventually. I can't wait to do that all over again. I mean, it's just such a great environment to be there. Me, Javier, and my girl had a flight at 6 a.m., and it started getting a little bit late at the bar, so we had to make our way back to the hotel. 2 o'clock we got there, and a bunch of the Peoria guys from Illinois who competed, they were at the hotel. So I talked with them for a little bit. We chopped it up. Man, they're just a bunch of dogs. Like, those guys, they just want to fight. And that's like great to see. They really support each other. They love each other. They're like in a brotherhood of just training, pushing themselves, pushing each other. It's awesome to see. And I've been a fan of many of them on social media for a while. So to actually shake some hands and have some conversations was really nice. But I had to start packing everything up, and Javier, he was just like a little bit sick. He decided to take a later flight at 2 just so he could sleep in. Me and Sully made our way to the airport, got there at like 4 a.m., and we're just like dog shit tired at this point. We've been up for 24 hours, adrenaline spikes, adrenaline dumps, alcohol, all that shit. But strangely enough, we each ended up getting a $500 like Visa gift card voucher in order to change our flights to the 2 o'clock flights. So we got to fly back with Javier, and we did have to spend some time at the airport, but that was nothing. We were already grinding all weekend, so that was nothing. Javier got there, we flew back home with him, and that was pretty much that. Overall, I had a great time in Nashville. I think the time with the team, the time with myself, I had to be present and very mindful throughout the whole trip. Anytime that fear or doubt welled up inside me, I was in control of just letting it pass through me and objectively observing it. It was very powerful and extremely necessary that weekend to understand that I feel these emotions, but I'm not defined by these emotions. I don't identify with them. So The Untethered Soul and The Mindful Athlete by George Mumford, these two books on my trip were instrumental to my performance. I happened to be reading about the zone, or a flow state, in The Mindful Athlete the day of my championship fight, and I felt that. I really did feel that flow state. I was smiling. It felt like time was standing still. I had unlimited cardio, no thoughts, didn't care about the outcome because my performance felt so good. So big shout out to George Mumford. Overall, I'm really grateful for this experience. I'm grateful that I'm aware that I'm grateful. These are things that I'm going to remember and that will define me throughout my life. So to have the opportunity to experience it fully and to even share it is really powerful and important to me. So thank you. Thank you. Many more to come. 3-time national champ and new and still. Nah, I'm just kidding. Thank you guys. Stay tuned. More to come. All right.